everyone, and welcome to Lying Around Connecticut with Carol and Harry. I am Carol Kearns. My husband Harry Shue is our co-host. Our mission for the show is twofold: to provide information about Connecticut Lions events and to showcase the many different organizations and causes that Lions support locally, regionally, and internationally. Harry?
Good evening and welcome. Please consult our website at www.lions23b.org or your district spirit for more information on coming events.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lying Around Connecticut with Carol and Harry. Guess where we are today? Harwinton Consolidated School. And what's our purpose, Harry?
Today is Read Aloud Day, which is sponsored by the Northwest Connecticut Chamber of Commerce. We participate, we the Harwinton Lions, as members of the Chamber. Yes. And Carol just loves this bulletin board. Get your paws on a good book. Coming in March. But we are here. Today it is Valentine's Day, and we are here, and I'm going to be reading Where's Rodney? So that's going to be a lot of fun, isn't it, Carol?
Definitely. On with the show. En avant.
Hey, look who just walked in. It is Darren Murphy from Harwinton Consolidated School. Good morning, Darren.
Good morning. Happy to see you this morning.
We're happy to be here as always.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day, too. It's a double whammy today. Yeah, it's great.
And even though Lions are not a religious organization, it is Ash Wednesday.
That is true, absolutely. Yeah, that's why I was a little late getting here. The church I drove past, it took me about 15 minutes to get past. So I realized that coming in. You're right.
Yeah, I was listening on the radio where all the Mardi Gras celebrations were shut down at midnight in New Orleans.
Yep.
Anyway, we're here for Read Aloud Day. And I was telling Gail Nelson, the librarian, this started back, for us anyway, it started back about 5 years ago with a past international president. His theme, one of his themes was on reading. He wanted people to read around the world, and it was called the Reading Action Program, RAP. So it had a great acronym.
I love it. Sounds good.
Yes.
Kids today can certainly relate to that, right?
Yes, they can.
Yeah, absolutely.
So our book today is called Where's Rodney? It's about a young boy who wants to be outside at all times. So I hope the kids can relate to that.
I know I can. That's one of my favorite things. Reading outside, being outside, fantastic. Can't beat it. Yeah.
Very good.
Yep.
So we are looking forward to it. I think this is our 5th year, I do believe.
Yeah, and I know the kids love it every year when you guys come in, and it's just a great day. And Read Aloud's one of my favorite times in the classroom every day. We try to read for at least 10 minutes a day aloud.
Okay.
And the kids just love it, and it's wonderful. So we appreciate you guys doing it. Thank you to the Lions for always being a great presence here and making this day special for the kids.
And it's always great just to show the kids that the Lions Club exists here in Harwinton, and I always try to talk a little bit about some of the work that we do.
Oh, yeah. When I said you guys were coming in, and from the Lions, several of them brightened up and said, oh, I know someone who's on the Lions, and so it's a great community outreach and a great connection.
Good. Maybe we can talk about that, because one of our 5 main goals continues to be environment.
Well, terrific, yeah, absolutely. And that goes right along with Where's Rodney, being outside in the environment. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Okay, Darren, thanks so much.
We'll see you soon. Thank you very much.
We will.
Have a good one.
Guess who I just saw? Dominic, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Who's your teacher for 3rd grade? Are you in 3rd grade? 4th grade. Next year, we'll probably read to your class. Tell me about your teacher in your grade.
I think she's funny. Likes kids, caring.
Wow.
And is very pretty.
Wow, all those attributes. What's her name?
Miss Norton.
Miss Norton. I can't wait to meet Miss Norton. How's everything going in school?
I would say pretty good so far.
So far, so good. Did you like this bulletin board? Look at that. Get your paws on a good book. Is that cool?
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
Nice talking to you. Bye-bye.
Here's one of our greatest Lions supporters. I mean, John, you're always here. Whenever we have some kind of event, we're not sponsoring this, but we participate in this every year. John Piscopo, our state representative. Good morning.
Well, good morning. I'm happy to be here. This is one of my favorite things to do. Yeah, reading to the kids. It's a great time. The questions are great, and I just really enjoy this. Great aspect of my job.
Yeah. We read where this is like the 27th year, I think, for this. How long have you been doing it?
Wow. 30 years, so 27. I was a charter member of Read Out Loud. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
That's great. Well, this is, I think, our 5th year. It was really an outgrowth for us from one of our past international presidents had a reading program, and so we decided, what a great way to do it. The work is done. We just come and read. The Chamber does a great job organizing this and getting us out here and doing it all over the Northwest.
They certainly do. It's really nice of the Chamber to step up and do this. Donate the books to the class and get the kids to learn about reading. And you can always depend on the Lions Club to chip in and help in the community.
Yeah,
every aspect.
We've got a number of members here, so that's great. I like to see our Lions step up and do some service in the community. We do a lot of fundraising, but this is a good time for us to do service projects.
I agree, and I'm so happy to be here.
Always good to see you, John. Thanks for all the support you give us, not here, but in all of our events. You're always there for us.
Well, you're welcome, and thank you very much. Appreciate it being here.
Okay. Quite a few of the people from our local community here. We have Amber from the Thomaston Savings Bank and Nancy Schneier, Dot Hosky, Julie and John Vaquito sitting down, Alice Freiler in the back table, and we see Christina Emery, now of Primetime House. So most of these people we have seen in years past. People love to come back here and do the reading for this. It's really great. A Lions Club first vice president and Harwinton first selectman. You're just a first at everything.
First at everything.
Michael, Chris, how are you, Mike?
Good, excellent, thank you.
Isn't this a great day?
This is. I love doing this. This is a great time. Been doing this now a little over 7 years now. So
yeah,
it's exciting. I love seeing the kids' faces and get an opportunity to take a break out of my day and come over here and share some time with them. So
yeah, and we've got quite a few Lions here.
We do.
The two of us are here. Dot, I see Nancy, Amber.
Absolutely.
And Julie Vaquito, our newest Lion.
That's right.
So that's great.
Got a great group of Lions here.
And guess who already came and said hello and was on air?
Dominic.
You bet.
I knew. Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So, he had great things to say about his teacher.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Miss Norton. Yeah, he loves Miss Norton. So
good. Well, here's a shout out to Miss Norton. She's doing a great job, obviously.
She is great teachers here at HCS and across our education system. So,
yeah. All right, good. Well, this is fun. We already talked to John. We always like to see John here as well. So,
absolutely,
we get great support from the community, and it's a great thing to do.
We do, and thank you so much for having me on and participating. And I thank all the Lions members and HCS for doing such a great job at organizing this. So,
as I told John Piscopo, it's always great to see Lions out here doing service for the community.
Absolutely,
we do a lot of fundraising, but we also need to show that we're out here in the community doing service.
We do, absolutely.
All right. Thanks, Mike.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Hi, here we are with Principal Megan Mazzei from Harwinton Consolidated.
Good morning, Harry. It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you back.
Yeah, thank you.
Very good. So this must be one of your favorite events of the year, too. I mean, everyone I've talked to this morning has said this is just great.
It is. It's one of my favorite events. I love that it happens during February, which is I Love to Read Month at Harwinton Consolidated
School. You've got a great bulletin board around the corner, too.
We do. We have the book fair coming up soon, and I just think this is a nice event too, because it brings community members into the school that don't always have the chance to be here, and I think it's good for the kids to meet people and have them come into their classrooms to read.
And it gives me a little chance to talk about Lions to the kids too. Get them ready to be community volunteers.
Well, I will tell you that I talked to Mr. Murphy yesterday, and he's looking forward to having you and Carol visit his classroom this morning.
See them. Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
Okay.
All right. This is, I think, the best turnout we've ever had for our Chamber of Commerce Read Aloud. It's really exciting. And I will share with you that usually our superintendent, Mr. Whiteman, joins us for Read Aloud, but we had so many volunteers from the community that all the slots were taken. So he sends his best to all of you and his thanks to all of you as well for being here. I want to obviously thank the Chamber of Commerce for organizing this event. I think it's one that the kids look forward to every year. I also want to thank our organizers. Mrs. Lind is a parent here at Harwinton Consolidated School that gave us a hand organizing this. Thank you. Along with Mrs. Nelson, our librarian, and our parent-teacher organization as well for supplying our treats this morning. We have student council members who will be coming in a few minutes to bring you to classrooms. They're very excited about their jobs. If you have any questions about the school, feel free to chat with them as they're bringing you to your classroom. They like talking about their school. And we asked them to dress for success this morning for their special jobs. So they all just look beautiful. And thank you again for being here, and I hope that everybody has a nice time this morning and a great day. So thank you. Thank you.
Ms. Kearns was my French teacher. She taught me French at Litchfield High School, and we had a lot of great years together. And it was some of my favorite times were Ms. Kearns. She was certainly one of my favorite teachers, and now she's here and she gets to visit me as a teacher of you guys. So it's very special to me. So that's a really cool kind of addition to this whole day.
Mr. Murphy, I might add, you were one of my best students ever. He was formidable. A hand for Mr. Murphy. Woo!
Thank you very, very much. So they are here today for the Chamber of Commerce Read Aloud, and they're going Mr. Shu's going to share a book with us today, and we're going to, I know you guys are going to be awesome and super well behaved. So enjoy the story, enjoy the book, and you're on, sir.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I'm wearing this outfit here. This is a Lions Club logo here. Does anyone know anything about the Lions Club? Yes. Oh, yes, you would, of course.
They have food stands that they bring to a lot of places.
We have food. Yes, we sell food. We do fundraising to help people. That's what we do. And actually, there are 5 areas that we are doing. We're an international organization. International means we are all over the world. So any ideas on how many members we might have around the world? 50? 100 maybe? 200? How about 1.4 million?
Wow.
1.4 million. We are in 210 countries and territories around the world. So we are the largest service organization in the world. But we have a club right here in Harwinton. And we also have so there's a Lions Club, and then there's a Leo Club at Lewis Mills High School. The Leos are our youth Lions organization, let's call it. So people who are in high school who want to get involved with helping their communities can join the Leos. So the Lions, there are 5 different areas that we are concentrating on right now. There's hunger, feeding the hungry. There's the environment, protecting the environment. And this book is a great intro into that. There's vision, which is what we're known for. How many of you had your eyes screened? Who did the eye screening? The Lions Club. Yeah, our Burlington and Harwinton Lions. So vision, and then we've added now diabetes. Diabetes is a huge problem worldwide. You probably know somebody, a relative, somebody who has diabetes. And the 5th is childhood cancer. So today we're going to talk about the environment. Okay, so our book today is called Where's Rodney? And what's behind Rodney here? What do you see behind Rodney? Mountains, yeah. He's outside. So where's Rodney? Well, he looks like he's having fun, doesn't he? I mean, he's got his arms up in the air. What does he have on his back? A backpack. So he's ready for some hiking or something. So, the inside cover said Rodney was inside, but he wanted to be outside. Outside was where Rodney always wanted to be. How many of you wanted to be outside all the time? Yay! How many of you always want to be playing video games? Oh, we got to be out. We got to have a nice balance between the two. So, outside, you got to get that exercise, run around, get the fresh air. So Rodney is that kid who can't sit still. Then Rodney gets the chance to be more outside than he's ever been before. And that makes all the difference. So Rodney's teacher's name is Miss Garcia. Miss Garcia let out a long, deep breath. She stepped behind Rodney and tapped him on the shoulder. Rodney, join the class. The word of the week is majestic, Miss Garcia said. Majestic. Can you tell us what it means? Anybody here know what majestic means? Yes. No, not unicorns. Anyone else? Yeah.
Equals pretty and
Yeah.
delicate,
Getting warm. Yeah.
magical.
Not really magical. Would you call this mountain back here majestic? Yeah. Does anyone know America the Beautiful? What are the words to America the Beautiful? Oh, beautiful for spacious skies. Anyone? Oh, beautiful for spacious skies? For what? Amber waves of rain. For
Purple mountains.
majesties. Purple mountain majesties. So you see, when you see those television shows or movies and they show all those big mountains in the background, those mountains, they're huge, they're grand, they are majestic. Majestic. Well, Rodney looked around the classroom. There were a million eyes looking back. Nope. So Rodney did not know. Miss Garcia took another deep breath. Rodney balanced on one foot like a pink flamingo. So Rodney was kind of a cut-up there. Liked to play around. Sue Lynn giggled and covered her mouth. Then he hopped into the air like a cricket. Cody chuckled. Then Rodney stretched out his arms like an eagle, soaring high above the...
Sky.
Miss Garcia, sit down, Rodney. The whole class roared with laughter. Did Mr. Murphy ever tell you have to sit down sometime? Okay. Majestic means grand and beautiful. Rodney, if you can't do your work, you won't be able to go on the field trip to the park on Friday. But Rodney didn't care. He knew all about the park. It was a small, triangle-shaped patch of yellow grass next to the corner store and the bus stop. It had one large cardboard trash can and two benches where some grown-ups sat all day long. Are there any parks here in town, in Harwinton? Where? Back there. What does back there mean? The Harwinton Park? Is that the one where it has the swing sets and all the, where the pond is down there where you can go fishing? And, well, the ball fields are slightly different, right? But you have the ball fields and, yes.
The one next to the library. Not this library, but in the Harwinton Town Library.
Okay, that's where the ball fields are back there. But isn't there one near the Catholic Church when you go up that big hill? Yeah, they're called the Harwinton Conservation and Recreation Area. It's got a big pavilion in there, and there's some walking trails, and there's a little fishing tournament that goes on every year. So that's a park that we have right here in town. Are there any other parks that you know of in this area? Yes.
I have no idea in Harwinton because I don't live in Harwinton.
Oh.
I live in Burlington.
Okay. Is there a park in Burlington?
I don't know. I usually just stay at my house, so I don't know.
Oh, well, there's an opportunity to find out. Yes.
I know there's one in Perryville when you go down People Street.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a pavilion in the park down there.
Okay. So there are parks here in town. So if you want to go out and have some fun in the park, you can go right here in Harwinton or
There might be
Burlington.
one in Farmington where there's like baseball fields and soccer
Yeah.
fields.
I bet every town. Do you think every town has a small park?
No.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably every town has a small park. So that's the one that Rodney was thinking of. So when the 3 o'clock bell rang, Rodney ran outside. He darted across the street past Miss Jackson, the crossing guard. "Walk," she yelled, but he ran. He ran past the corner store. He ran past the bus stop. Then he ran past the triangle-shaped patch of yellow grass and the two benches and the broken gate where the bully dog slept. So Rodney likes to run. He likes to be outside and he loves to run. I hope you guys all like to run.
I do.
All right. Carol said she always ran when she was your age.
I never
she
walked.
always
I
ran.
skipped a lot.
Yeah.
I was always on the move.
That's right. The only time you don't want to run is when you're here. You want to walk in the hall. But otherwise, when you're outside, run. Now he could see Mama peeping out the window. She opened the door and gave him a big hug. "I'm glad you're inside," she said, but outside was where Rodney wanted to be. Very early on Friday, the old yellow bus squeaked, jerked, and rattled out of the school parking lot. Anyone ever go on a field trip on the bus? Yeah? Where have you gone? Where have you gone?
I was at a summer camp and we went to a field trip to a school.
A different school. Okay, great. So even before the school bus reached the front gate, Sue Lynn and Amina were singing and playing clapping games. So when you're on the bus, sometimes everybody gets together and they want to pass the time, so you start singing and you start playing games so that the time goes a little bit faster. There you go. So everyone was excited, but not Rodney. And he knew that when they got to the park, they would all see that he was right. Parks are no big deal. The bus turned the corner onto 2nd Street, but Rodney thought that the bus driver must be lost because he drove past the bus stop. Well, he drove right past the park, past the corner store, even past a patch of yellow grass. Sue Lynn and Amina kept singing and clapping. The old school bus rumbled, rolled, and creaked farther and longer than Rodney had ever been. Rodney gazed out the window. He stared at the white lines in the middle of the great highway. He counted the big trucks that passed the bus. He leaned to see the birds float above the fields of tall, dry grass. He watched the people in wide straw hats picking fruits and vegetables in neat rows. So Rodney lives in town, and the bus is going far away. So he might be out, maybe he's out in California somewhere, where they do a lot of agriculture and people picking in the fields. So you can see them working out there, and the bus continues to roll.
So they passed the park.
They passed the old park in town, yeah. So the old bus clanked, coughed, and choked. It climbed higher and higher until a great mountain swallowed it whole. At the other end of the tunnel, the mountain spit out the old bus into a flash of sunshine. No one laughed, no one talked, and no one wiggled. Sue Lynn and Amina even stopped singing. Everyone ever been through a tunnel in a car? Yeah, okay. So where's the tunnel? What's usually on top of a tunnel? Why is there a tunnel in the first place? Yes.
To go through like a mountain.
To go through a mountain, yeah. So they're going through the tunnel because it's too hard to build a road over the mountain. So they build a tunnel that goes through it. So imagine Rodney and the rest of the kids in the bus. They're going through this big dark tunnel, and all of a sudden they see this huge park on the other side of the tunnel. So look, everyone, Miss Garcia announced, it's the park. And finally, Rodney was outside. So there's the bus. So he now is in a totally different park. At the park, he was higher. So he's way up on top of that big boulder, looking out over this huge park. He was lower. So the park has all kinds of, hills, got meadows, trees, all kinds of stuff. So Rodney's very excited now. He was bigger. He was smaller. So you can see all kinds of different insects, and you can see birds, big trees. He was louder. What's he doing there? He's probably, maybe he wants to hear himself. An echo or something if there's a mountain there. So he was louder. He was quieter. So it's very peaceful in the park as well. Yes.
Because there was a nest and he was trying to as if they were going to hatch.
Very good. You see a little bird's nest here with eggs in it. So he didn't want to disturb the nest. He was faster and he was slower. So he's just having a grand old time in the park. Rodney was outside, more outside than he had ever been before. The sun sank in the sky. It was time to leave. Some of the children chattered and giggled. Some munched on leftovers. Others dozed. Sue Lynn and Amina sang more songs. "Where's Rodney?" Miss Garcia asked. Rodney was sitting quietly, gazing out the window. Miss Garcia sat beside him. "Do you like the park, Rodney?" "Oh, yes," he said softly. "It's what?" "Majestic. It is majestic. It's a huge park, and it has a river that flows through it, and you can stand up above and look way down into the river. Grand Canyon National Park. Yeah, so you have parks here in Harwinton all the way up to the Grand Canyon. Yes, and
Orchards in Utah.
Arches in Utah. If you go out west, there are huge national parks. There's some beautiful ones. Zion National Park, there's Bryce Canyon, there's the Arches, there's Yellowstone. They might even have been in Yellowstone here. You know, it looked like they were in California or somewhere and they were driving out to Yellowstone. Yeah. I hope this inspires you to go out to your park here, the Harwinton Conservation and Recreation Center. Spend some time hiking out there, enjoy the birds, the trees, the nature, the water. Yeah. Thank you for saying that. Yes, this guy is right on.
He's the
Great
star.
segue. The Lions Club did build a pavilion that's in the Harwinton Conservation and Recreation area. As you first come in, before you go down to the area where the spring riders are. No, it's the big thing with the picnic tables. The big structure has picnic tables underneath it and a cement floor. So we built that back in, believe it or not, 1978. The Lions Club built that.
It's still up.
It's still up. Yep. A few years ago, we put in a new cement floor, so it's got a nice cement floor in there, and paid to have some of the brush around their landscape. So it's a beautiful area. In the summer, I know the Harwinton Recreation area has a lot of programs out there, so be on the lookout for those as well. So, any questions on anything about Rodney or the parks or? Okay, yes.
There is a aqua park called
Quasi, did you say? Quasi, the amusement park? Yeah, that's another kind of park. You've got amusement parks. There's some right here in Connecticut. You've got Quasi, you've got Lake Compounce. But those are different, right? Those have the rides. Thank you all for letting me come in and read to you, and hopefully you can get out and enjoy all the stuff that we have in this area and far beyond. And hopefully you'll take a trip sometime with your parents to see some of these big national parks too. So thank you.
How about a big wave, everybody?
Yay!
Hi.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy's class.
We hope you enjoyed our show this evening. Tune in next week for another Lion Around Connecticut with Carol and Harry. Good night.
Bye-bye.